certainly make a wonderful wedding gift. Wish I could find time to drive out there, too.
Look, John. They're back to their first love.
Oh, look, Bob. I can move over without getting all tangled up.
Sure, that's the new gear shift lever. But here's what interests me.
Nice, wide seat, clear vision, and...
Now, John, you're not buying a car for yourself, you know.
Pardon my enthusiasm, Mother, but do you remember our bridal coach? Just 2 horsepower, wasn't it?
And that nosy old coachman.
Yes. Well, I guess that settles it. Can you deliver this car in time for the wedding Saturday noon?
It will be there, Mr. Allen.
Oh, Dad, you're precious. A wonderful wedding gift and a grand trip to the San Diego Fair. I'm the happiest person in the world.
Pretty good test for a car. Massachusetts to Southern California.
Not a test. An opportunity to prove everything I've told you.
Yeah, I'm crazy about it.
Whoopee! What a lucky break for me. Coast to coast, a trip to the San Diego Fair, and a couple of honeymooners. Whoopee! Whoopee! The greatest metropolis in the world. Skyscrapers and subways, bright lights and traffic, and 10 million people always on the go.
think you're going?
The San Diego Fair.
Never mind that, sister. Let's see your license. Honeymooners, eh? Well, I guess you two are up in the clouds. Why don't you go up there and take a look? At least you'll be able to see where you're going.
Niagara Falls, the mightiest cataract in the Western Hemisphere. Spillway of the 4 great Western lakes, holding half of the entire world's supply of fresh water. Getting a great kick out of this.
Bob, that reminds me, we want a shower bath in our new home, too.
Right.
Shower bath. Shucks. I'll show them something that will open their eyes. Let's go. Sweet home. This certainly is home sweet home to me. And here's where millions of us have been made for millions of you folks. You'll get even a better idea of the size of this great industrial achievement when you compare it with this. Here's where Mr. Ford built the first Ford car more than 30 years ago. And there it is. Oh boy. Just in time. Here comes Mr. Ford. Hi, boss. But even Mr. Ford couldn't build 1 million of us in this small shop. And so, this great modern plant was built to serve you. Let me show you around, folks. See that? There's a big bucket full of new Ford cars just being poured. Hurrah! At last, those honeymooners are paying some attention. Rolling mill, folks. I can remember coming through here. That was a tight squeeze. Ooh. Wham! Zowie! You've got to be able to take it, you know, if you want to become a Ford. And here they come. V8 motor blocks, and each one made in a single casting. That's something. Up about being a V8. Gee, I'd like to stay here, but we are westward bound, and I'm raring to go. was a demonstration of good brakes. The new positive action brakes on all Ford V8s give you just what you need when you need it most. The next stop, folks, Pikes Peak, more than 14,000 feet above sea level. And watch me climbing. Steep one, and I'll take it in high. They all look alike to me. See that nasty turn? Easy for me. With a short turning radius and transverse springs, I can turn on a dime and have a nickel left over. Some climb, and I'm not even breathing hard.
What an eyeful.
Yes, they've seen Pikes Peak. And by now, they should be right in the middle of Zion National Park.
It's called one of the wonders of America.
And can't you just see them simply drinking in the beauties of nature?
Again, those two seem to be missing all this marvelous scenery. But there's one big pleasure they can't miss. That's the center-poise ride of these new Ford V8s, combining comfort with stability and safety. The hottest spot in America, Death Valley. This sinister valley of heat and desolation used to be a man killer. Today, Ford V8 dependability sees you through in ease and comfort. Wonder if those honeymooners appreciate all this. What would you do about that? I've got it. I'll visit the San Diego Fair alone. Then I'll come back later to pick up those two lovebirds. They'll still be sitting there. So watch my speed. The Fords go by. Whee! To show you more, but why don't you visit us? It's a grand trip in a Ford V8. You will find us always at your service.
your shoulders and stretch your legs. There's plenty of room for 3 in the wider seats and the longer bodies of the great big 41 Ford. The deep, luxurious seat cushions are newly built and gently yielding. Forget the bumps. There's a new kind of level, easy-going ride. Don't make a deal till you take the wheel of the great big 41 Ford. I'm a used car, but I'm still in the prime of life. And why shouldn't I be? I'm a Ford. I was built for thousands of miles of carefree motoring. I'd like to climb the highest mountain or pull you out of the deepest sands to prove that I was built for hard usage. You'll find me here with my buddies, just raring to go. Ladies, if you would like to have a fine late model used car for the family, here's a suggestion that may help you. Visit our used car lot and select the car you like best. And let our salesman drive it out in the evening and show it to your husband. Right now, we are offering the finest in late model cars at amazingly low prices. Recently, professional men who always buy a new car each year have traded in their last year's models on new Ford V8s. Stop in tomorrow and see one of these very fine late model used cars. There's glamorous smartness to the interiors and deep, restful cushions. Come in and see how little a good-looking, comfortable, late model used car will cost you. Madam, are you hesitating to take that trip you've been wanting to go on so long just because you can't rely on your old car? Well, bring your husband to our used car lot and see for yourselves how little a fine late model car will cost you. Now is the time to trade in your old car on a fine late model used car. Men, do you realize the pleasure that you can bring to your wife and children by surprising them with a fine late model automobile? See our used cars tomorrow. You will be amazed to find so many very fine late model cars offered at such low prices and on such easy terms. We have the car that will make a hit with the whole family. The big new Ford has many surprises. Handy horn ring on steering wheel, remote control hood lock, keyhole ignition light, convenient crank control ventilator, fingertip gear shift, wider seats, gentle yielding cushions, one-piece curved rear window, new massive beauty, new softer ride. Don't make a deal till you take the wheel of the great big 41 Ford.
Days that are bright and clear again. Every year the sun will shine for you. Have no fear, it's keeping fine for you. Holiday time is here again. Wonderful days are near again. Playtime, gay time, hip hooray, for happy holiday time is here.
Every year when summer comes again, say goodbye to work and worry, then it's holiday time. Do as Mrs. Brown will do, all pack up the little brownies to eat holiday time. Sun is here and not the sign of rain, skies are clear. Join the crowd and catch an early train from here. Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown in blue, all dressed up, the little brownies to eat holiday time. Horses are bustling, people are hustling, crowding and rushing, pushing and rushing, hurry and scurry, powder and flurry. Holiday time is here again. Pack up your blues and cheer again. You'll be gay and full of pep today. Skies of gray will soon be swept away. Jolly good times are here again. Holiday time is here again. Playtime, gay time, hip hooray, for happy holiday time is here.
Time soon flies and back to town again. Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown
If only we had a car like this, John.
It's an idea anyway, if we could afford it. Of course you can.
Cheer again.
You'll be gay and full of pep. Today's skies of gray will soon be swept away.
Jolly good times are near again. Holiday time is here again.
Gay time, hip hooray for happy holiday time is here. Holiday time.
Say, did you see that? What is it?
Wow, I've never seen anything like that before, but she sure was traveling.
Well, it looks like news to me. I've got to get that.
Don't worry, I've got it in my camera.
Yeah, you may have it in your camera if your shutter works fast enough, but I want that story. Hey, Dave! Listen, Dave.
Slow down, Jim. Look up.
Never mind that. Do you see that car? Well, I've got to catch it. Can you do it?
Cash?
Spot cash if you can do it.
Okay, hop in.
Well, Mike, turn her over.